Northeast, it's Mrs. Zach back again with another recipe. And this week's recipe is white chocolate peppermint chocolate cookies that was submitted by Eve in Miss Welch's class. And that is why I'm wearing my Santa gear today and my Christmas stuff, because peppermint always reminds me of Christmas and we celebrate that in our household. So I thought I'd get a little festive and try out this recipe. As I've mentioned before, I'm not a great baker, so I'm going to cross my fingers for this one, but with Eve's instructions and directions, I don't think I can go wrong. But she does have a story behind this recipe. And Eve says, dark chocolate peppermint bark is my favorite Christmas candy. And I wanted to find a cookie that reminded me of my favorite candy. So this is now my new favorite cookie. That's awesome. So I also wanted to point out our picture of the week. Our picture submission was by Kaylee in Mrs. Rivera's class, and she has a nice eggs and bacon. I love eggs and bacon, so can't really go wrong there, but very nicely done. I like how she has the stripes and the bacon and the yolk. I like mine sunny side up, so this looks just perfect. It says Northeast Elementary Cookbook 2019. So thank you, Kaylee, for submitting that lovely picture. So, as I mentioned, I'm a little worried about baking, but I think along with the Beautiful, which I call my mixer because she always stays beautiful because she's never used, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I have some backup too. 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then here we have 1 cup of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, so 2 sticks, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. Here we have 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. And then here we have 16 ounces of white chocolate. I have melting chocolate here. And then about 1/4 cup of finely crushed peppermints. Preheat your oven to 350, and then you will need to whisk together the cocoa powder, flour, baking soda, and salt for about 20 seconds or until combined. Blend together both sugars and butter until combined. Add the eggs one at a time until it's incorporated, and then blend in the vanilla and peppermint extracts. Using a low speed, add the dry mixture to the bowl very slowly. Using a sorbet baller, scoop up some of the cookie dough, roll into a ball, and then gently press to flatten it out and put on a parchment-lined baking sheet. On a parchment-lined pan, place the cookie dough about 2 inches apart and bake in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, then pull out and let cool on the cookie sheet for 7 minutes, then put into an airtight container to cool completely. The white chocolate, dip half of the cookie into the chocolate and then place on a plate and sprinkle with the peppermint chips all over the top. I'm back. I survived. I did it. Thanks again, Eve, for such great directions. Now I'm looking forward to eating it. All right, so here's the first bite. It's a really good cookie. The thing I like about it, it's kind of a crumbly cookie, and it's really dark chocolate. So then paired with the white chocolate and then the peppermint, it's just a little bite of happiness in my mouth. And this would be perfect with a glass of milk as well. So I'm loving this recipe. Thank you so much, Eve, for that. I encourage you guys to try this. It was surprisingly easy to do, and if you follow her instructions exactly, they'll taste good for you too. They'll taste fantastic. So thank you again, Eve. That was awesome. I think my dog approves too. This is Moxie. All right, so next week's, ooh, this one just jumped on out. It just wants to be made. So let's see what we're making. We are making, Lucas in Miss Burnett's class, Daphne's tortilla recipe. Who doesn't love a good tortilla? You can do so much with a tortilla. So I'm looking forward to that next week. So I hope you guys are well and you're staying healthy. And we'll see you next week for some lovely tortillas. Bye.